looking for affordable land in North Carolina? I've helped over or close to 700 people become landowners, and today I'm going to share our latest 0.59 acre property in Vance County, North Carolina. So here's the schedule. First, I'm going to start with a quick fun Land IQ challenge, which is a multiple choice question related to Vance County. And everyone who's here live can guess which they think is the correct answer. Then I'm going to cover all the details on this property, the 0.59 acres in Vance County, including owner financing, our bonuses, and how to buy the property. And we'll wrap up with the challenge answer, and I'll quickly cover our free land giveaway because who doesn't like free land? So let's get started. Now, first of all, our Land IQ challenge. So anyone who's live, you can go ahead and guess at which answer you think is correct. Vance County, where this property sits, was carved out of 3 other North Carolina counties in 1881. Why was it created in the first place? A, to give freedmen communities political representation after Reconstruction. B, to concentrate tobacco production near a new railroad hub. C, to reduce travel time to the county courthouse for rural farmers, or D, to settle a border dispute between Virginia and North Carolina. All right. Now let's move on to the property itself. So first of all, my name is Erica. I have a company, Gokce Capital, that's G-O-K-C-E. We buy and sell vacant land. So I'm not actually a realtor. I only sell properties that my company owns. And you can find all of our properties at land.gokcap.com. Now, because we are selling properties that we own, that does mean that most of these come with owner financing, including this property. And as I mentioned earlier, I will go over those owner financing terms in a little bit. But first, you can find all of our properties here. We do have an interactive map. Each of the pins represents a property that's currently available. And you can click on the pin to get a link to that property's full information. So right now we do have a number of properties in North Carolina, including this one. And you can also scroll down to a table with a little more information on each property. This particular property is 783 Vance 6. Now, just as a disclaimer, when you're on this table, these numbers that's our internal naming convention. So this has nothing to do with the official lot number of the property. Some buyers have gotten confused in the past, so I want to be upfront about this. This is just our internal naming system. But if you want to find this property on our listing page, you would look for number 783 Vance 6. All right, and this is 0.59 acres. So let's go to the listing page. So on our listing page, we do have a Google Maps view embedded here in the page. You can zoom in and out. We like to say interactive map because you can zoom in and out. You can actually get street view from here as well, and you can toggle between map and satellite view. So we are located, as our quiz suggested, near the border with Virginia. And that's not a hint at the answer. And it's in the sort of central section of northern North Carolina. So the closest town of larger size is Oxford to the south, and we are just outside of Williamsboro. This is the closest town in the area. And as you can see from the map, this is part of rural North Carolina. It's pretty green. There are a number of recreational areas in the nearby vicinity. So there's a state recreation area here. There's Kerr Lake down here to the south. And there is the John Kerr Reservoir, this whole area to sort of the east-north. That's pretty much this whole Kerr Lake State Recreation area. So you're not too far from water recreation here. As you can see, the surrounding area is a mix of trees and fields, so you get kind of the classic rural feel out here, but there are homes that have been built in the nearby vicinity. You can see some over here. And we can take a look around at the surrounding area. So this image was taken, I guess, in winter of this year, but you can see it is countryside. You have fields and trees, a lot of smaller homes nearby as well. You get the view here. So nice, kind of peaceful, quiet section of northern North Carolina. And if you scroll down, we did take drone footage of the property. You can find that here. It is off of an improved road, county road, and you can find the full drone footage on our website as well. We do start with a Matterport scan, so that's like on the ground panoramic view. It gives you a decent sense of what it looks like to actually be on the road fronting the property. So if you're not able to visit right away, you can use that footage to sort of get a sense of what it would look like to be there. And then we have the drone footage as well. As I mentioned, this is a very green area. The lot is currently wooded, but you can also see from the drone footage the fields and the farms and smaller homes in the nearby vicinity. And there are electric poles on the road as well. But it is beautiful in the summer. Okay. All right, on our listing page, you can also find a link to the property in Google Maps. So these are the approximate GPS coordinates. And if you wanted to visit the property, you could just click that link to pull the GPS coordinates up in Google Maps and use those to get to the property. Now I will note that all of these coordinates, these are the approximate boundary point coordinates. So you could also use these to go out and kind of pinpoint the parcel boundary lines. But I will note that this is not, of course, a replacement for a survey. These are approximate boundaries. They can help you get a good sense of where the lot is located, but to know the exact boundary lines, you would want to have a survey done. Okay. And this property, so I'll note, first of all, this property is not in an HOA. We are not aware of any deed restrictions either. So you do have flexibility here if you're looking for a lot that doesn't have those additional restrictions that come with an HOA. And it is zoned R20. So according to our research, and as always, verify this yourself with the county, but according to our research, this property is in the unincorporated county, so this would be Vance County that has jurisdiction over the property. And I did pull up their zoning ordinance. It is zoned R20, which is this zoning code here. So you can see that under the R20 zoning, you are allowed to do farming, and you are allowed to build pretty much any kind of residential building you would like. So that includes a manufactured home, a modular home, and a stick-built family, a single-family home. You actually are allowed to put in duplex or triplex here as well, theoretically. So that's interesting. And they have some other uses here which are probably less relevant to the average purchaser. Just note, of course, no commercial uses. This is a residential lot. So and as I said, I do recommend that you call the county to confirm all of their zoning information for yourself, just because I don't know exactly what it is that you would like to use the property for. So it's always good to call and go over your specific uses with the county. And at that same time, you can get information on what the process would be to, if you're looking to build whatever it is you're looking to construct. All right, so I'll quickly pull up the property in Land ID so we can look at a few more data points. All right. And if you wanted to do research on this property yourself, you can find the assessor's parcel number here on our listing page, this would be the number that you could give to the county to help them pull up the property. Because like with many rural properties that have not been developed, it doesn't yet have an address. I will note though that if an address is something that's very important to you, it's usually pretty easy to request one. Each county is a little bit different, but it does generally just require submitting a basic form to them to request an official address for the lot. Okay. And I'll also note, because this does pull up the ownership information, sometimes on external websites like this, the owner data hasn't been updated yet, so you might not see it as showing up in our name because we did just recently purchase the property, but you can always confirm that we own the property with the county. We also have a copy of the deed that we can send as well. So let's take a look at some of the layers here. All right, so there are no wetlands on the property, and it is not in a special hazard flood zone, according to this data. That's all good. I don't know if I pointed this out before, but you can see that there have been other homes built on this road. There are a few lots down, so you still get some privacy though. And it is relatively flat according to the contour lines here. Land use. Okay, and soil. So here's the soil overlay. I often use Land ID to do basic research on soils, but in this case, we did actually have a perk test done. So I pointed out that there are electric poles available on the road, but well, or water and sewer would be well and septic. And we did have a perk test done. So just for some background information, in most areas, you have to have a perk test done before you can get a septic permit. And it's at a high level, it's basically just measuring the rate at which water moves down through the soil. So it's determining whether the soil can handle a septic system or whether it's going to contaminate the surrounding area, essentially. But we did have a perk test done, and we can send that to you if you're interested. It does show that the whole lot is usable soil for a conventional septic system. So that's really good news if you're looking to buy a property to build. Okay. So I'll go back to our drone footage. Now, a few other things about Vance County and who this area might be for, who this lot might be for. So Vance County is known for its natural and recreational amenities. The John Kerr Reservoir is the big draw in the area. It has over 850 miles of shoreline, and you can boat, fish, camp, all the fun stuff out there. And it is an affordable county. Like many rural counties, the average values of lots and homes are a little bit lower than in the more built-up parts of North Carolina. So that does mean it's a good site for anyone who's looking for an affordable lot, whether they want to add to their portfolio or whether you want to build an affordable home. Here again, mobile and manufactured homes do appear to be allowed. They are, according to our zoning ordinance research. And that's good news because there are many areas that no longer allow those. And that helps make homeownership affordable in the area. And of course, there's no HOA as well. The zoning, as we saw, is fairly permissive too. So it's a decent lot for someone who's looking for a less restricted area, a quieter area, somewhere away from the city and the hustle and bustle. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that as a more rural county, this is not an area that is seeing really fast, high economic growth. And jobs will be a little more limited than, say, a city area. So if you're looking at this lot as sort of a short-term flip, might not be the best fit, but more for someone who is actually looking to use the property right now, or either to build or recreationally, or for someone who wants to pick up a property that's affordable now and hold on to it for the long term. And, oh, hi Judith, hi Stormy, thank you for joining again. Oh, I like wells instead of city water. Yeah, I mean, at least with the well, you kind of have more control, right, over what exactly is going on. It is important though to test the well every year, and just to make sure it's clean. But as of right now, we have this property priced at $14,995 plus the $595 dock fee. Who needs an office job? That's true. Well, yeah, now these days there are so many opportunities outside of like a regular office job. It's kind of nice. So we do have this property priced at $14,995 right now. And as I mentioned earlier, we do offer owner financing. So we don't have set terms with owner financing. We like to tailor them to each individual buyer. So if you're interested in owner financing, just reach out to us and let us know what kind of down payment and monthly payment would work for you. And we'll come up with terms that make the property affordable for you. One thing I do want to mention up front is that we do say that we would not like, or we don't allow, building on or living on the property until the end of the loan term. And that's for liability reasons. But you can use the property recreationally as long as you're in compliance with local rules and regulations, of course. And there's no prepayment penalty. So if you did want to pay off the loan early when you're ready to start construction, you could do that. And what some people do is they go out and when they have everything lined up and they're ready to start construction, they get a construction loan from a conventional lender or a local bank, and then they use that to pay off the owner financing loan early. You can, so on top of this, you can hold the property while you do your due diligence. So if you want to go visit the property or give the county a call, you can do that. It's $50 for 2 days, and you can hold the property for up to 8 days. That would take the property off market, make sure that no one can buy it while you're doing your research, and that hold fee would be applied to your purchase price. It actually would be applied to your purchase price if you decide to purchase another property as well. So say you did your research on this one and then decided a different one was a better fit, you could apply the hold fee from this one to the property you end up deciding to purchase, as long as you buy within 30 days of the original hold. All right, and as I mentioned on the agenda, we do have a bunch of bonuses. So when you buy land from us, you're not just getting the property, you're getting our kind of freedom bundle, which is 9 free bonuses that are designed to help celebrate land ownership and make sure that you're set up to be successful with whatever it is you would like to use the property for. So these bonuses include monthly landowner Q&A calls with me on Zoom. And we do also provide a complimentary vacation voucher, a hotel savings card, and a restaurant savings card. And these are designed to either offset the cost of going to visit the property or offset the cost of a vacation to celebrate becoming a landowner. On top of that, we do offer a free 30-minute architectural consultation. That would be with me because I have a background in architecture. So if you're looking to build, we can chat for a little bit about what the next steps would be. And when the deed is recorded, so I should note that all of these bonuses come when the deed is recorded. So if you're buying cash, that would be upfront. With owner financing, it would be at the end of the loan term when the deed is recorded. But when the deed is recorded, we also provide a homesteading guide, a building and zoning guide, a post-closing checklist with a whole bunch of next steps to help you get situated with your new property, and a neighbor lookup tutorial. So with many vacant land parcels, it's not always easy to find your neighbors if the other properties are vacant as well. This helps you find their address so you can send them a nice letter and introduce yourself. So we do offer all 9 of these bonuses for free with every purchase. It has a total value of about $5,675. And then with owner financing, we also provide our 365-day land exchange guarantee. So you can exchange the property once during that first year if a new property comes into our inventory that you really just think is the perfect lot. And this way you can be sure that you're getting the lot that works best for you. You just have to be in good standing with your current loan, and you do have to pay another doc fee. But you can apply all the principal payments you've made to your current property to the new one and switch over to that one anytime during the first year. Also, if you pay off the loan early, we do give you cash back. So if you are able to pay off the loan within the first 6 months, we'll give you 5% cash back on the purchase price. And if you pay off in the first 12 months, we'll give you 2.5% cash back on the purchase price. Right. Oh, Stormy, you're saying you want to build a quaint cabin around a large bathtub. Sounds nice. Yeah. That sounds like the dream. All right. And so if you would like to buy or hold this property, you can just click buy or hold to go to our automated checkout process and click hold or buy to move forward with that. And if you have any other questions, don't hesitate to reach out to my team. You can go to home and then contact to find all of our contact information. And I have a great team who's always willing to help answer any questions. I am also live every day at 2 p.m. Eastern, so you can join to ask questions about the property, or more importantly, on our regular 2 p.m. Eastern calls, we do free property reviews. So if there's a property that you're interested in purchasing or you just think is really cool, you can join and put the property information in the comments, and we will do free due diligence on it for you. So join us live if you would like a free property review, or if you'd just like to take a look at some cool properties with us. All right, so let's do our challenge reveal. Again, the question was, Vance County, where this property sits, was carved out of 3 other North Carolina counties in 1881. Why was it created in the first place? A, to give freedmen communities political representation. B, to concentrate tobacco production near a new railroad. C, to reduce travel time to the county courthouse. Or D, to settle a border dispute between Virginia and North Carolina. And Stormy, Judith, I don't know if you would like to take a shot at trying to answer that question. But while I'm giving everyone a few minutes to think about that answer, I do also want to call out our free land giveaway, because yes, we are giving away free land. So on January 1st, during one of the regular 2 p.m. live streams, we will be giving away a free property live. And you can find all the information on that on our YouTube channel under the free land giveaway promotion. So watch that video to get all the details. But if you'd like to participate, just leave a comment on that free land giveaway video and then subscribe to our mailing list. And you can do that by clicking subscribe to email. All right, so back to our back to our question. The answer is actually B, to concentrate tobacco production near a new railroad hub. So after the Civil War, this region was a tobacco powerhouse, and Henderson, the new county seat, sat on the Raleigh and Gaston Railroad, making it the perfect location for a new county economy. And that's one reason Vance County remains dotted with old curing barns and rail spurs, the infrastructure that shaped how land was first subdivided and sold here. All right, that was fun fact around Vance County. And again, if you want to find all of our properties, including this one, you can go to land.gocap.com. And please join me. I'm live daily at 2 p.m. Eastern. Judith, Stormy, everyone who is here, thank you so much for joining. And I hope to see you all soon. Have a